YouTube, welcome to the top 8, where everyone is here to play or beat Snake Eyes. By watching as long as you can, that greatly supports me. Commenting, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff boosts up the algorithm. And with that said, Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
What is this? Kashtira versus Kashtira. Kashtira is not so good right now, right? Well, while Kashtira is not the meta, it's kind of anti-meta, where the meta is graveyard-based decks like Snake Eyes. So by summoning a Rise Heart, all of your graveyard effects get banished instead. Well, that was such a popular strategy within this tournament that now we have within the top 8 a mirror match, which is what both of these players did not want to happen. Ascended Thunder was a copium card for Kashtira before they received all of their support, but now that the deck has been nerfed, we're back to coping with the Ascended Thunder. We're dropping a Maxi before it would not be usable in response to the Dimension Shifter forcing all the cards being banished instead of being sent to the grave. Pathfinder, you do have to activate the Imperm before it activates its effect. It is negated. And we do have to activate its effect to get it off the field so that we could special summon our Kashtira, which we are under Maxi, so we just want to end after that. We do not want to activate the Ascended Thunder. We do not want to summon it. We're flipping up the preparations early, so we have evenly matched. Had we left up the preparations, we could have looked at the opponent's hand and then banished a card face down. So instead of looking at the hand, banishing anything face down, we left Impermanence up. Was that the correct play? Now, Valor cannot be used under D-Shifter, but Ghost Mourner can. But Ghost Mourner can only be activated in response to a special summon. Negate, Rise Heart special summon, you are fully negated. Moonlit Chill could be pretty good. We did see it in TCG. Imperm and Valor on Ash. You could use the Moonlit Chill on Oak. That's something. Negate the Rise Heart. We're now going to be Tribute summoning for Ogre. Burning for 2,500 because the monster left the field. And let's get to it. What do we have here? Not flipping up the preparations early, drawing into a dead Maxi. Our deck is built to beat Snake Eyes. This is not supposed to be happening. Snake Eye with Testina. Let's think about that, yeah? Pot of E. We drawn into our play. We got Grab the Unicorn. This is the way we're going to play around the Nibiru, though. We're on summon number 1. We could Fenrir, summon Rise Heart, and then go right into a Rise Heart, and then end our turn. That's it. Then we play around Nibiru. Are we doing it? We did see someone do it, and it looks like we are doing it. Yes? Boom. 4 summons under Nibiru, end the turn. Every card sent to the grave is banished. We have quick effect, banish a card in the field face down. That is the way. We have double Ghost Mourner, which... Is this a hard once per turn? Let me read this. Your opponent special summons negates effects. Also, yeah, it is a hard once per turn, unlike Valor, but Valor's not usable with the Rise Heart in the field. Mad Lad skipped his entire turn. There's no play. Let's go. Let's get to it. Just 1 Mourner per turn. Wow. What the brick is this? End phase banish? Can we push for lethal? Preparation, summoning onto the field a banished card. It just like that. Kashtira bricking it up, but we have to give credit where it's due. Summoning that Rise Heart under Nibiru, a lot of players would have not done that. Reinforcement, the army grabbing our Rise Heart, not using the Ash. When are we ashing? We got Rise Heart banished from the deck here, the Theosis, which could grab back the banished Big Bang back to our hand. Looks like we're not going to really have anything to ash besides the Shang-Ri effect of summoning a Fenrir from the deck during the standby phase, which you don't even want to activate this effect in the mirror match. But we're doing it anyway, and we didn't even ash. Why don't you want to do it? Well, not only did we just get Lava Golem, but now we could summon anything and turn it into an Arise Heart. Unicorn is here. We didn't ash it because of the Lava Golem, I'd say. Imperm negate. We could just plop on an Arise Heart. We could then banish the whole field if we want to. Now, what's good about Big Bang? If a Kashtira Exceed is on either field and a player controls 2 or more monsters, they have to banish until they control 1. Oh my. Are we doing the wham bam thank you ma'am combo? Gravity Controller? Yes. Into 9,000 attack? Yes. Triple attack. Attack number 1. Attack number 2. Attack number 3. And not lethal damage, but almost. We do have Zeus, though. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Back to you. Big Bang not usable here. We do have Wipe the Field once, which we're going to wipe it right here, right now, leaving them with just a shifter in the hand. 2-1 victory. Very well done. Wandered, grabbing our Diablo Star Black Witch, discarding a card to come forth and summon. Is DD Crow going to be good? We could activate it to banish the Flameburge in response to the Promethean trying to reborn it. We are now Original Sinful Spoiling our Ash onto the field here. We are on summon number 2. We got to be careful. Summon number 3. Come to us in Original Sinful, which we have already activated. We're going to be drawing a card by returning the original back into the deck, drawing into a Max C. Link Karibo for summon number 4. You have to be careful to not Nibiru when they have a Flame Burst in the back row plus the field spell, but then when do we Nibiru? When? Come forth and summon for the deck? Not now. Again, not now. We don't do it here. Is there an argument to Nibiru before they make Masquerena? When there was the field of the Snake Eye and the other monster before they Masquerena'd, had we Nibiru'd right before this, what would have happened? The Flameburst would summon, and then I guess you could, 2 non-link monsters, you could then Masquerena off of the Flameburst and the token. It's just like, I don't know, it just kind of sucks. When do we Nibiru? I guess now, and we're going to draw 2 off of that Nibiru. It is a Pot of Greed. Do we DD Crow the Masquerena? Maybe. You need Nibiru plus DD Crow. That's the way. Let's go. Come forth and summon our Flameburst, which will want to put the Masquerena into the back row. 1 for 1. We are still cooking, getting the Jet Synchron into the grave here. We got double DD Crow. Okay. We'll DD Crow the first Jet Synchron, then save the second for the Masquerena. And the Flameburst does target, so that does help. Oh, we did not DD Crow the Masquerena. Was that correct? We'll see. Dark could summon the DD Crow from the opponent's graveyard. Thank you very much. We could then make a Promethean Princess. So if you're wondering if you should have Dark in your deck, yes, it will come up. 1 out of maybe 20 duels. Reborn from the graveyard, our second copy of Flameburst. Why not DD Crow this? Well, it's non-target, so you don't really know. And I guess you just save the DD Crow for the Promethean itself, turning off that disruption. But you know, the Masquerena can and will go into an Apollo USA. And when comboed up with the Link Karibo, it will be protected from being attacked into. Huh? We didn't kill Masquerena, though. What the heck happened? We battle phased, he did not Masquerena, and then we didn't kill Masquerena. He wants to kill his Nibiru on purpose, that's why. We can't summon our Kashtiras. Like, we don't even care about that Masquerena. The fact that we have a Nibiru on the field is all that we cared about. We gotta open up the fields to summon the Kashtiras, which I feel like it forces us into a bad play, which you could argue is still our best play. Goodbye to the Promethean as we go into a possible 4 material. No, we're going to Goddess. Oh my Goddess. Goddess, the ability to... Yeah, Goddess stopped the Theosis? That was great. Theosis now doesn't summon... It's just... This was public knowledge. I didn't reveal anything privately. This, you knew I could make this play. It was open to do. Damn, the counter deck getting countered. Let's go to game 2. Well, we have a great turn 1. Double pot plus unicorn. That is incredible. And we are going to draw and lockbird them, not even using Ash on the first pot, turning off the second pot plus the search. Wow. Droll and Ash just screwed them so bad. You really could not have asked for a better turn 1 hand, and then you could not have asked for a better way to counter an ideal turn 1 hand. Stopping the Unicorn, stopping the Desire, stopping the Theosis. That was crazy. If anything, the pot screwed him. Yeah, we should have just... the problem is, why didn't he Unicorn, then do the pot? You can't... You have to pot at the start of your main phase. It's the first thing you have to do, or you don't get to use the pot. And we randomly banished cards also. Oh my gosh. We banished all 3 Arise Heart. The math. What is the math on that? Banishing exactly 3 cards out of 6 from your 15 cards? All 3 are gone. So where were we even going with our play? We didn't even need the Ash. That pot of E slaughtered us. It triggered Droll. It banished all of our Arise Hearts. We countered ourselves. It's over. And then we all know how bad DD Crow is. It's not going to save us as much as a Veiler would. Link Kiribo, trigger the Poplar. See, it's like not even worth DD Crowing that. You would then Veiler this. Ghost Mourner or Veiler this. Boom. Beautiful. Very well done. But, you know, we have DD Crow instead. Come forth and summon the Oak. Oak is going to target. We're still not even DD Crow. We're just saving that DD Crow for Promethean. All right. I think that we will probably be using Evenly Match at the end of their battle phase if they do not 1-turn kill us. We actually can't because Unicorn's going to be pushed into our back row. So we're not even getting rid of it. Evenly is now turned off. Any newly drawn impermanences are turned off. How nasty of Flameburge. We're just chilling with this DD Crow. Surely it's going to do something. We're not even bothering. I think it's just too embarrassing to even activate it. Just, you know what? I'm just going to take it out of my deck after this duel and all's fine. Wow. Cricket getting ashed here is pretty good if we know that they're not playing Gamma. I do not think any Naturia Runic decks are playing Gamma. Are they? You know, I could check online if I want to. The tree is not Disruption. We have nothing besides Ash. Wanted, searching. So when do we Ash? We Ash the original, or you Ash the effect of the Ash summoning a monster from the deck. I don't think ashing Ash to add Poplar is a good play. I feel like it's weak. And as you can see here, we didn't want to do it. We didn't do it. We held on to it. So I do think that's correct. The problem is when they have Ash and original, you just got outplayed. That's all I could really say. What do you do? Because both effects you'd want to Ash. And then you have 1-for-1. That's like a third effect that's good to Ash. And you see, we couldn't really even Ash. We just had lethal damage without even being able to optimally use our Ash. What the hell? Runic, fountain it up, activates, summoning our Moonin. Moonin protects your field spell from being targeted. You could negate an effect that targets. Is that a big deal? We could Moonin negate Flame Burst target, yeah? When your opponent activates a card that targets a Runic card, you could banish this card to negate the activation. Wait, it also destroys? And destroy that card. Negate and destroy. I was thinking it just negates. We also have infinite spell negate with Naturia Beast. We can not negate Droplet though. Oh my gosh, if we sent, so we tried to negate the wanted, we then chain the Droplet, we have to send a monster, or they could then negate. Yep, we got outplayed. The infinite spell negator gets negated by a spell. Very well done. Sending 2. So what could you do to stop this? If you had a way to destroy or get rid of your Cricket and your Moonin at the same time, where only Naturia Beast was on the field by itself on resolution, what would happen is the Droplet would fizzle. It would not be able to negate 2 cards in the field, thus the Naturia Beast would dodge the negation. I'm sure there is some card that would have been good. Something that you like flip, tribute, pop, something like that. Something does that. Isn't there a Duel Links card that does that? Come forth, Diablo Star under Max C, grabbing our original Sinful. We're going to flip up the Sacred Tree, tributing the Cricket to summon a Camellia. Camellia unsummons, send a card from the deck to the grave, which will be the tree, which will activate to search your deck for a Naturia card, Blessing, which could summon a Naturia from the hand or grave. We have Flash Fire, wiping out the Diablo Star on the attack, triggering the Fountain to return 1 to draw 1. Okay. We did give up our battle phase. We're gaining 1,000 life every single turn. So when we finally have that opening to go in, we're not going to be able to finish them off. Cricket using the Camellia to mill 2 instead of tributing to summon another Cricket from the deck to then Synchro Shokan into a Coral Dragon, which could discard a card to pop a card in the field. Getting rid of the Dispelling to wipe out the original Sinful. Follow up with the Blessing, reborning a level 1 to then, is this Trushilla? What the heck is this? It's a Baron to floor. Okay, no. Are we playing Trushilla? We're not. What the heck? We have Chaos Angel. I remember people playing Trushilla in this deck. We have our Omni Negate. I can't count apparently. It's 10, not 9. Return 3, draw 3. Of course, we have no battle phase. This is limited to 1 for the Sins of Tearlament. Sending from the deck to grave, Dispelling. I guess we just want a bigger draw with our Runic Fountain. Are we out of trees to send? Yeah, the third tree's stuck on the fields. I think Baron to floor maybe needs to pop our own tree. That would be the play. Now, can the Naturia Beast negate the wanted Seeker in the grave? Well, if we read the Naturia Beast, it says when a spell card is activated, and what you want to focus on when a card is activated. Are you activating a card? No. Activating a card is activating it from the hand onto the field. That is activating a card. You're activating an effect. So Beast negates cards, not effects. Now, if we read the Baron to floor, does this negate a card or an effect or both? When a card or an effect is activated. So when the card activated from the hand or when the effect is activated from already being on the field or in the grave, that is the difference between the Beast and the Baron to floor. So can't negate, return back. We are now going to curse, negate the Ash. And yeah, with Valor and Impermanence being so powerful, that means Runic Freezing Curses is equally as powerful used in Runic. That's what could make this deck better than it usually is. Smiting Storm in the end phase, banishing cards. We're not going for a deck out strategy. We do keep on skipping our battle phase though. Runic, destroy that back row. Please do not deck out. You got to win this duel before then. Return 2, draw 2, Poplar, trigger, equip into the back row. Will Baron to floor pop our own tree. Triple Tactics Talent is going to be looking at that hand. So the Baron to floor will be negated before we look at that hand. We're not going to negate because we would then not be able to negate afterward. Goodbye to that Ash. Now, yeah, we don't have the original Sinful to search for another Ash. Ash effect, sending itself plus the Poplar to be negated by the Baron de floor. Negate. That's it for you. Poplar equip, but we have no further play afterward. We didn't activate a Runic card, so we still have our battle phase. To battle we go. Not quite lethal, but the Baron de floor negate's gone. We just have infinite spell negate with the Naturia Beast. So we're just like, get me out of here. Get me, we're done. We're out. We set, Baron de floor pops. No, thank you. So how does Snake Eye deal with Max C? Let's find out. I think that we're going to negate, so we're not gonna find out. Ain't happening. What you would do, what I would do, what Fictinium I believe would be doing is you Poplar, search field spell, they draw 1. Of course you don't search for original if you're under Max C. You would then Mask Arena, so they draw 2, and the field spell would set up a Flame Burge, then you end your turn. And then if the opponent summons, that triggers the field spell, summon the Flame Burge, and you're still in a decent spot. Especially if you're playing Unicorn. I mean, think about this. If we had evenly, they would be screwed. Chaining that Max C to the effect to special summon where we would want to further special summon. We're going to chain to the Max C, making our Baron de floor as we are fingering that Maxi, and I don't see how Naturia could beat this. It's gonna be too much. We're gonna have Baron, we're gonna trigger Flame Burst, we're gonna summon up to 3 monsters, we're gonna summon the Masquerena, we could then link into a Goddess, link into an Apollo USA, multiple negates on top of the Omni Negate, which we can't even target with the curses, as the Elf is making it untargetable. What the hell? We can't even try to negate. Can't negate the Masquerena, can't negate the Baron. Discard Tree, triggering Flame Burst as we're chain link blocking our Baron from negating, but we're gonna add a Veiler on top of it to negate that Hug-in. Let's go, let's go. Focus. Someone's asking for a rolling in the chat. Yeah, I guess someone's asking, they summoned Guardian Chimera and it didn't activate. And someone in the chat saying you probably summoned it with Cartesia, so it does not activate unless summoned with a spell effect. That would be true, if that's your situation. Oak reborning the Poplar, Ash grabbing a Kurikara for next turn. If you find some way to break my fields, I will then break you at Kurikara. And then we have Link Karibo to protect our Apollo USA. We don't want to use the Sprite Elf for the Apollo USA, so we're going to chain on a higher chain link to summon, then resolve the Masquerena into a 3200 untargetable Apollo USA. This Curses is trash. It can't do anything. It can negate Elf. So what? Can't even go even with the Baron to floor negate. Can't even force a negate. Cricket, I got 4 monster negates. I got more where that came from. You can't even chain the Curses. Oh my Jesus. This deck is too stupid to not be played. You have to be playing Snake Eyes. Wanted in the draw phase, we again are gonna have Snake Eyes versus Nibiru. Nibiru is becoming quite popular despite Snake Eyes playing through it quite easily. We are on summon number 2, trigger the Poplar, come forth and summon, and it's all about the field spell. The field spell is what allows us to play through that Nibiru. Setting up that Flame Burst and just keep it in the back row, and you're good. Making our Link Karibo, we're on summon number 4 into summon 5. Now we are in the Nibiru zone. You cannot make a negate off of this. The Borload's not a negate until it resolves. So now you have to Nibiru. We have to chain Nibiru here in response to becoming a negate, which will then trigger the Flame Burst. And we haven't made a Masquerena yet. So what do we do if the Nibiru happens before we make Masquerena? Let's find out. Trigger the field spell, summoning the Flame Burst. So it's interesting to make the Borload to force them to Nibiru early, as we then use the token to make the Masquerena to trigger the Flame Burst to reborn 2 level 1 fires from the graveyard. And let's get to it. Did we even Oak effect yet? We have not. So we could then Promethean, reborn the Flame Burst, put the Masquerena into the back row. Does it look like Snake Eyes really care about Nibiru? It's questioning, well, I'm questioning if we should even be using Nibiru at all. What do we do then? Should Nibiru be a Ghost Mourner instead? Let's assume you're already playing 3 Imperm and 3 Veiler. Would Nibiru be better than Ghost Mourner? I think that's something worth discussing. We are going in. We are Flame Version, our Masquerena into the back row. I think if you're not playing Veiler, the Nibiru should definitely be Veiler. Veiler onto Ash is huge. Elfing our Formula Synchron back onto the field, and damn, are you sure that we Nibiru'd? Super Poly in the draw phase, fusing the Elf and the Flame Burge. Now, that does stop us from summoning, oh my gosh, like that doesn't even, okay, we don't care. We could still summon Flame Burst, which could still summon Masquerena, which could still trigger the Flame Burst to summon 2 monsters from the graveyard. Like that did nothing. It didn't even do anything. So we have wiped the field with Nibiru, Snake Eyes doesn't care. Wiped the field with Super Poly, and Snake Eyes does not care. They don't care. We didn't even trigger the Flame Burst in the graveyard because we'd have too many monsters on the field. We're carrying on. Okay, you stopped my Elf, so what? Okay, okay, we do care about this. We finally care. We actually care. Now you stopped us. It took Nibiru, Super Poly, and Called By to finally care. Yeah, we do care. But we still have a Baron to floor. So Baron to floor after 3 big counter cards. The Nibiru could go even with the Baron to floor at least. That's something. Kit on summon, searching for our branded fusion. We are going to go even with that Baron. Hey, all right. So Nibiru's good if you have Super Poly and Called By. And because we used Called By on the Flame Burge, the Ash now negates our branded fusion. So what did we really end on? Nothing. And do we have an original Sinful in the graveyard? We don't. Okay, we're not that broken. Oh, hey, that damn, we bricked up. That's messed up. But if they summon, that will summon Masquerena, which will not trigger into anything. That's not gonna be a big deal. We have like 20 cards we could draw into. Wanted, wanted, wanted. Now 1-for-1. Original, Sinful. I don't know how many of those we're playing. Ash, Ash. Poplar, Poplar. I think we only have 2 of each left in the deck. I think Oak's now gone. Imperm, negate. The Anaconda. Anaconda copying Fusion Deployment. Attempting to summon from the deck. I do not think so. Brandon High Spirits recycling itself back. We have the Called By ready for that Max C. Holy moly. April, not through their own fault, but they're losing after Nibiru, Super Poly, Called By. They're losing. That's it. They lost. It's over. The game is now over. Snake Eyes still wins. Unbelievable. Let's do it. There's so many 1-card combo cards. It's madness. And they don't even have all of them yet. There's still the unreleased Bonfire, which is another 1-card combo that they add 3 of into their deck. Diablo Star, Diablo Star, Diablo Star, Wanted, 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 Poplar, 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 Ash, 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 Bonfire, Bonfire, Bonfire. Let's get to it. We have one of our Flame Burges banished. The other is in grave. Wait, lethal with Link Haribo? Actually lethal? Exactly lethal. Okay. Go play Kashtira to try to counter them. We are using our Brand High Spirits, grabbing a Quem from the deck. That is our normal summon, which is competing with Alibur for our normal summon. Sending from the deck Cartesia. We are banishing the Titan Cloud we got in the grave with the Brand High Spirits, used with the Albaz to now make a Mirror Jade all through an Ash. If they had Ash, they would not have been able to use it because they would save it for Branded Fusion. Quembane triggered to reborn the Cartesia, Fusion summoning with Cartesia to make Gangrenol. I do have the in-game music not on, thank you. Effect Veiler is going to be negating, which we could use Mirror Jade to non-target monster, banish it to dodge the Veiler if we wanted to. We don't care that much, not that big of a deal. Triple Tactics talent will allow us to look at that hand, spinning back that droplet, get that the hell out of here, as we then make a Verte Anaconda. Okay, what the heck? Sending a Branded Fusion to go into our second copy of Mirror Jade. Okay, nice. Cartesia add back during the end phase, so we used Mirror Jade to make another Mirror Jade. But that Mirror Jade is summonable with the Branded Banishment, but not while we already have a Mirror Jade on the field. If you use the Flame Burge to push the Mirror Jade into the back row, you then can't summon the other Mirror Jade. And yeah, well, the Oak was not an Ash. The Oak is one of the 20 cards that are not a 1-card starter, unfortunately. There you go. Starting off with our Black Witch Diablo Star. No hand traps in sight from April. April playing a 60, not 60 card deck. Are we drawing into hand traps? No, but we could try again. Attempt number 2 of drawing into a hand trap? No. That's unfortunate. Draw 2, not leading into Maxi nor Ash. We have Flame Burge playing around impermanence here. You wait for them to activate a card, then they can't use Imperm. You then chain summon the Masquerena. So what would happen otherwise is if they imperm your Flame Burst, you then chain to the impermanent, so it just plays around it. Chaining that Max C. Are we cross out designating? Yes, we are. Negate that Max C as we want to summon Promethean, we want to summon Masquerina, we want to summon Apollo USA, we want to summon off of the Flame Burst. That's 4 cards they would have drawn had that Max C resolved. Come forth. Get ready. The Promethean on special summon we could pop. Masquerina going into our Apollo USA. And with a Link Karibo in the graveyard, it's going to be needed to protect the Apollo USA from being attacked into. Ash add, Oak Reborn, Oak Chainlink block the Ash from being ashed. We do have triple tactics talent to take control of that Apollo, though. That is something. So maybe TTT is also better than playing Nibiru, right? Instead of playing Nibiru, play triple tactics talent against Snake Eyes. Because they're going to be using their Masquerina in the main phase. Just take control of whatever they make. Unless it's Goddess. You can't take control of that. Branded Fusion, sending from the deck to Fusion Summon into the Albion Branded Dragon. Albion Branded Dragon activating to banish from the grave to Fusion Summon into our Lubellion, which will on-summon discard to return banished cards, field, or in the grave back on the deck to make our non-target monster banish Mirror Jade. Branded's putting up a really good fight because of the triple tactics talent. We are now going to be triggering our Promethean Princess, popping your newly special summon monster. We are chaining Cartesia, I think, to fuse with that newly summoned monster before it gets popped. Making a Gangrenol, which could send a level 6 or higher from our extra or deck to the grave. We can maybe send Garura just to draw a card. Maybe randomly drawn to something good here. We've already used up our normal summon. We're also triggering the effect, double trigger, to special summon into a Quem. No, Coritis instead. We could reduce the entire opposing field to 0 attack. As we send a Titanclad to activate during the end phase. To battle, we go after reducing everything to 0, banishing the Link Karibo, wiping out the Heat Soul. We just have 5,500 damage. We reduced our own Apollo. The Apollo given back at 0 attack here. Okay. Now, Titanclad triggering, summoning the Quem. Quem, send an Albaz. Sprint, trigger, summon an Albaz. Now back to you. Apollo back to 2,400. We are, so let me say this real quick. What you may be remembering an instance where Apollo loses its attack and then it gets screwed up. So there's a difference between a reduce and a change. What this does is it states that you're changing the attack until the end of the turn, and then I guess Apollo just goes back. All right. Diablo-Star Black Witch and the Poplar triggering to put the Sunlight Wolf into the back row, which could be reborn with a Flame Burst or the field spell if they were to summon a card. Got Sunlight Wolf. That's not going to be doing much here right now. We are now making Hida with a pointed arrow to summon a fire monster from the opponent's graveyard, which could be an Ash if there was one in the graveyard, which there isn't. We're now going to be making a Goddess with the Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade, if it were fusion summoned, will trigger to activate to wipe out the entire field of monsters during the end phase. We chain link blocked our Quem to reborn the Mirror Jade. Holy moly, a lot of things are happening here. We're going to droplet negate on top of that chain link 6. So had the Quem not been chain link blocked by Mirror Jade, we could have used Goddess to negate the Quem from reborning, or the Apollo USA, which we are instead using to negate the Mirror Jade. But in the end, we have droplet to non-target negate it all. Let's go. Negate. Now, say the banishment's going to be negated by the Goddess. Banishment wants to reborn the Mirror Jade, which is not going to work. Flame Burst reborning 2 level 1 fires from the grave, triggering the Ash, triggering the Oak, chainlink blocking the Ash from being ashed. Oak is going to be grabbing the Banished Jet Synchron, summoning it onto the field or adding it to the hand. Poplar on add will be triggering. We are making a Divine Carnate Kurikara with 15,000 damage on the field. Please activate the banishment. Doesn't even bother. Banishment pinned down by Goddess. Beautiful. Very well done. Wanted Seeker chaining our Shifter, which completely turns off the Diablo Star. Cannot be summoned. And the original Sinful, which is searchable with the Poplar, can't be used. So what do? You gotta grab the field spell. Well, we can't grab the field spell if the Ash is negating our Poplar, so we have been completely shut down, left with just our Droll and Impermanence. The Poplar is also not activating since it was banished. And okay, you've been countered by the Shifter. Special summoning our Unicorn. Will we imperm the Unicorn? Yes, we will. We could still special summon our Rise Heart alongside the Unicorn. But what can we really do off of that? Shang-Ri into summon Fenrir during the standby phase? Is that even worth it? We banished our Fenrir, so we're definitely not making that play. 2,500 to the face. We also want to really think, what? Okay, Ogre searching for the preparation, which will summon the banished Fenrir, so that worked out. I was gonna say we really want to think what Unicorn wants to banish from the extra deck. Make sure to summon this early. You flip it up, activate the effect of special summon. Chaining Maxi to Maxi. Yeah, sure, we know that Diablo Star's in the hand, so it does not activate the special summon. Come forth, Fenrir is here. Ogre triggering to look at the top 5 cards of the deck. They go back in the same order, but you banish one of them face down. So the top card of the deck will be Crossout Designate. Discard Flameburst, summoning the Black Witch. We don't have 2 level 1 fires to Reborn. On the resolution of setting up the original Sinful, that will trigger the Fenrir to banish the Diablo Star off of the field. Summon our Ash, send the Ash with the original special summoning Ash from the deck. Now it's all up to Max C. Do we Droll ourselves? It will stop the Poplar from searching, and what are we stopping? We're stopping the search of the field spell. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Now we're doing it. Wait. Bro, you drolled at the wrong time. If you were gonna do a droll, you had to droll in response to it activating. So they got a free draw for nothing. Right? Did we droll at the wrong time? Or no, we couldn't. Could we have drolled? No, on the resolution, we summon. It's a special summon on the resolution. Okay, I think we drolled at the right time, right? Correction. Summon, we droll. Droll would stop our own Ash from adding Poplar. We can't droll after adding Poplar because they didn't add a card. Yeah, okay. Correct, it was correct. It's correct. This is correct. Anima to trigger the Poplar, equip into the back row. Droll turning off Maxi. Look at that, Droll's gonna keep on popping up. Maxi and Droll on the screen, reborning with the Oak, making the dark, stealing a dark Shifter from that graveyard. Thank you very much. Making our Promethean Princess summon even more efficient. Like, really understand that Snake Eyes has additional ways to stop Max C. We have Ash, we have Ash, we have Ash, we have Called By, we have Called By, we have Cross Out, and because it is Snake Eyes, we also have Droll, we have Droll, we have Droll. Snake Eyes has 9 ways to stop Max C and still cook this hard. This is crazy. This will trigger the Promethean to pop one of the cards. The Zealantis will then pop the other card. If you don't know this is lethal damage, we win. After drolling a Max C. Under drolling ourselves, we still win. This is disgusting. Come forth, get poppin'. Make sure the Promethean is co-linked with the Zealantis. So it's gotta be right next to it. Just don't have both sides of it blocked up. And Zealantis could pop. Well, you know, we shouldn't pop both to open the field, but still, just to be funny. Lethal damage. The deck plays through Nibiru like nothing. The deck drolls itself for fun and still wins. Generally, we do use this in the draw phase to play around droll. That's okay though. We are now summoning our Diablo Star. Can I understand this correctly? We lost game 1. We're choosing to go second on purpose. Okay. Wait, you don't want to summon a Rise Heart turn 1? I thought that was the whole point. We all saw the demonstration of AI being added to Duel Links, not Duel Links, but Master Duel. I would want AI to pop up with a bunch of Enfield options. You click it, and then it just automates it, and then you could walk away, and then your opponent could just maybe just turn off and pass, speed things up a bit. Hey, that's evenly. Speaking of evenly, this is why we go second. Damn. He did it. He actually top-decked the evenly. Ain't no way. This is why we chose to go second. I talked about this, saying that evenly is better than Nibiru. I'm thinking Triple Tactics talent is also better than Nibiru when playing against Snake Eye. Now, the argument for Nibiru against evenly and Triple Tactics talent is if you go first yourself, your Triple Tactics talent and evenly may not be as good. Banishing everything but the Apollo USA, triple monster negate on that Apollo. I mean, we still got that triple negate. We forever lost a few cards here, though. The field spell's gone forever. One of our 2 flame burges. The one of Oak is gone forever. We're never oaking again. Rise Heart banish, Apollo using up all of the negates. Now, what does negating Rise Heart do? You're negating the ability of it becoming level 7. So no rank 7 exceeds here. Birthing back onto the field, the card will be banished from the deck by cost. We're gonna Apollo negate, which will trigger the Fenrir to then banish the Apollo off the field. And just like that, that was all 3 of our negates. Okay, worked out, but they still made a Rise Heart. We have Imperm and TTT, which are both really good against the Rise Heart. And then after it's forcibly activating its effect to attach a banished card, we could then Kurikara. So we're good, we're fine. Unless they look at our hand and like, damn, that's a lot of cards to out our Kashtira. Diablo Star can't activate. Original Sin can't activate. So how do we trigger a card that we have nothing to use to trigger it? Can't trigger, can't use unless triggered, can't use unless triggered. We gotta draw something to trigger that Arise Heart. That's it. We could summon Max C, swing into the Arise Heart to trigger the Arise Heart. We can't use Triple Tactics talent, but we could use Kurikara. That's something. We're actually doing it! Oh my gosh, well, we still did what we want to do. I mean, you still got triggered, all right? We still got you. You did not outplay what we wanted to do. He's like, hold up, is he trying to swing that Max C in? Gotcha. Now, we can't Triple Tactics talent because nothing was used within the main phase. And probably, well, the Kurikara, if left up, could have stole the Arise Heart during the end phase, but we're using Nightmare Phoenix to instead take out the Birth. Now, Birth added a clause that it has to summon a non-Kashtira Xyz. So it cannot reborn that Arise Heart back on the field. Come forth Ash adding a Jet Synchron, and oh my gosh, are we popping off now? The original Sinful was already used, so okay, not too big of a deal. We're gonna draw a card with the Wanted, returning the Engrave or Banish Original. Now have Nibiru, which we're just going to discard to reborn the Jet Synchron. We're now making an Omni Negate. Borload Savage Dragon set up that Nightmare Phoenix. Ash send itself plus the Phoenix to summon a Poplar, which will be giving us not the field spell because we lost it forever. Can we play through an Omni Negate? Omni Negate. Oh, what the heck was that? Lava Golem off the top of the freaking deck? Yep, we drew it. Come forth did summon the Fenrir. Lava Golem is fire. Because it's fire, we could Promethean in response to the fire. Oh my gosh. Could we have played around that? What was tributed? The Poplar and the... So if we summoned Fenrir early, Promethean still would have been summoned. Huh. We're just gonna birth it back onto the field anyway. Who cares? Adding a Scareclaw Kashtira, which will special summon by banishing hopefully a Theosis. Yep, with the Theosis being banished, we could grab back something like the Rise Heart, which we could special summon. let's get to it. We're popping off. Shang-Ri. Trigger the Shang-Ri with the Rise Heart, and then we can now make our other Arise Hearts. Lock up the zone, bang your Shang-Ri. By banging it, you return the Fenrir, summon it back onto the field. It just got banged. We are now summoning our Arise Heart, which not yet will be able to banish any card in the field face down. We have to wait a little bit. Promethean Princess banished. Ooh, the amphibious swarm ship Amblo Whale. You destroyed a Link 3 or lower. Now we get to within the end of the damage step, pop a card in the field non-targeting. But the Shang-Ri has a special effect. It states that only if this card itself would be destroyed, you could detach a material instead. We have no protection for the Arise Heart. Non-target, wipe out that Arise. Damn. Did we, ooh. So we really screwed up. The Fenrir was supposed to banish the Promethean, and then that would have not happened. We would have kept the Arise Heart on the field. Will this mistake cost us? Maybe, because the original was not activatable. It's still not activatable because we need a face-up card in the field. We have to draw something that we could put face-up on the field in order to activate the original Sinful. We can't use it. It's dead. We lost a Rise, but it does not matter. We still win the duel. Gotta remember that Amblo Whale hiding in the graveyard, waiting for you to destroy a Link 3. Link it up into our Linkuriboh after summoning our Jet Synchron. Send the Linkuriboh for our Diablo Star. Now, I just said it wasn't good to imperm this. Well, you used up your normal summon. So we know that we can't normal summon, but still, this does play into an original sin that could be in the hand. If we already have an original sin in the hand, then this is bad. But it just ended up being good. I still don't agree with this, even though they used up their normal summon. But let me change my mind on that. You're probably not gonna be able to stop the original sin, because what's gonna happen here is we are discarding for Jet Synchron to make a Borload Savage, which would I mean, is this still bad? Wouldn't you want to imperm the Borload, maybe? This is a situation. It's a pretty interesting turn play. I guess that still works out good. You wouldn't want them to have the original. But if you imperm the Borload, the original's in the back row and it can't do anything. We are Nibiruing the Borload. So if you had original and Borload, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to equip the Linkuriboh, send Linkuriboh to summon an Ash. But the impermanence on the Borload would stop that. Then you just don't know if they have another card like the Field Spell, which is a one-of. They really don't have anything else that they would be able to use the original Sinful with. Max C in response to the Scareclaw Kashtira. And again, maybe you're sick of me saying original. To use original with the Nibiru token, this is why some people play Link Spider to Link Spider it up and then use your original. A lot of things you have to consider in this matchup. Banishing 3 off the top of the deck randomly. We're going for game. Can we draw into anything that would stop this? They're gonna draw 2 more cards. 1. Nibiru is going to tribute the entire field. We don't need to draw into any more cards since we already have the outs, which would have been 9,000 damage on the field. We had game stopped by Nibiru. Reborning the Fenrir. I mean, we went for it. We had to. We took the Maxi challenge. We saw game. We had game. Nibiru, everyone's using Nibiru like crazy. Poplar on ad, special summon, come to me, Snake Eye Temple. The deck built to counter Snake Eye is falling to Snake Eye. Snake Eye is that good. It really is. Even when a deck being played just to beat Snake Eye it's just not good enough. It's still not good enough. Linkuriboh tributing. This may even equalize the duel to a 50% win rate. But because you're not playing Snake Eye, you don't have that high win rate of playing Snake Eye versus every other deck. So is that the case though? Are you playing Kashtira just to have a 50-50 with Snake Eye and then Snake Eye still crushes everything else? but maybe we're arguing that Kashtira is higher than a 50% win rate. I'm just not really seeing it. I think this is the second time we've watched Snake Eye beat Kashtira within the top cut, right? Now, you did get into the top 16 by defeating Snake Eye, I'm assuming. Push that Fenrir, and just like that, wham bam, thank you ma'am, it is over. I guess the question of the day is, this is 3 weeks into Snake Eye. Are we starting to think that nothing could really stop this deck? We're trying Nibiru, we've been trying DD Crow, we're trying Kashtira. Is anything really working to stop this deck? Even evenly match, which there are many plays that just completely stop evenly match, like making Borloda or the Baron to floor. Wanted in the draw phase. This is where we could play the Silvera trap to Omni Negate. We still summon Diablo Star, we set up the Omni Negate, then we pass. But because we have Veiler, Max C, and Droplet in the room to play those cards, we don't even have to commit to Maxi. You don't even need to have a good Maxi play if you have room for 20 hand traps. Veiler onto the Poplar as the Ash is being summoned, which could add a Poplar to then summon the Poplar to give us even more meat on the field to block the opposing play. Yep. Add it, summon it, let's do it, and then search for a follow-up card. Now, Triple Tactics Talent, I've been talking about, this card's good against Snake Eyes. They're going to be making plays within your main phase, and you go for the draw, go for the steal an Apollo. Now we are Link Kariboing this up, trigger the Poplar. Did we already Poplar? We already did. Oh, no, we did not trigger it yet. We're going to wait on that. We're going to use the original Sinful being chained to it a Max C. So both players getting Max C. That's the most fair use of Max C. I Maxi you Maxi me, even Steven. Are we taking the Maxi challenge as the Ash sends to the graveyard to come forth and summon a Flame Burst from the deck, drawing into a Nibiru as we're taking this Maxi challenge, and we're going to Nibiru right here, right now, tributing the entire field, giving them that token with nothing in the back row to trigger the field spell to summon itself onto the field with. Now, turn player, non-turn player, the field spell, there could be some situation where if two monsters get summoned onto both sides of the field at the same time, what happens is the turn player would activate the field spell, and the non-turn player would then counter the turn player with their field spell to then summon that monster. But it's going to be kind of rare for both people to summon a monster at the same time. It'd be like a Zealantis situation. Send Poplar to summon Diablo Star, which will trigger the field spell to summon our Flame Burst from the back row. We're just gotta wait for their trigger effects. We're not using it. We're waiting. Waiting with the Divine Temple. Okay? Is that gonna work out by waiting? They were waiting to summon from the opponent's back row instead. Imperm, negate the Oak. You have to pass on the trigger of the field spell to even activate the impermanence. You can't imperm chain field spell, you have to field spell chain imperm. Further linking this up in Nahida. Now we're using the field spell. We are done waiting. Flame Burst onto the field. Hida steal from the opponent's graveyard in Ash, which we have not activated yet. And we do have Nibiru. There's so much Nibiru in today's tournament. It's crazy. Nibiru is bad, but then Nibiru is good. I think it's been more good than bad today. There's been many scenarios where the Nibiru really didn't have that much of an effect on a turn one Snake Eyes play. It's just, we're adapting to it, then we're adapting around it not being played, then it being played. It's just a circle. Returning the original Sinful back in the deck with the wanted to draw a card, discard a special summon or Jet Synchron from the grave to then link it off into a Link Karibo. Link Karibo and the token will be able to make a Dark. Dark could steal the opponent's Diablo Star if there is one. Instead, we're stealing a Link Karibo to link this up into Promethean to reborn from the graveyard a fire monster, which will be our Poplar. Poplar on summon, grabbing an original Sinful, which we already activated this turn. Come to me, Amblo Whale. Amblo Whale, bigger than the Nibiru because it has the secret effect of gaining 200 for each Link monster in either graveyard. If we special summon, that will trigger the Promethean to pop the special summon monster. We're going to use Droplet. Droplet negate the Oak. You will not be reborning from the grave. All right, we also had Imperm. We chose to Droplet instead. Sending for Diablo Star. Goodbye to our Kurikara. We're going to be using our Promethean and maybe chaining impermanence to it also. Yes, we are. We are popping, then chaining the negates. If you negate, then chain the pop, which you can't do. But if you had a situation where that were something that you could do, you would then not be able to negate. So, very good. Higher chain link negate that targets. Lower chain link getting rid of it off of the field, so it is still negated. So lower chain link pop, higher chain link negate. If the lower chain link is flipped face down, it does not get negated. Actually flipping it down wipes the negate. So you would imperm, affect it with the negate. Book of Moon would then flip it down, wiping off the negate, and then it would go through. So you understand that? Different than it leaving the field, flipping face down. We're then going to be linking this off into Hida. Hida steal a monster from the opponent's grave, triggering the field spell to steal the opponent's Flame Burge. Come to me. Hida, come forth, reborning the Amblo Whale at 3,200 attack. Your whale is mine. Linking it off with a Zealantis. Zealantis could banish the entire field. Your Flame Burge is actually my Flame Burge, so when I banish it with Zealantis, it then comes back to my field, not your field. So thank you for giving me back my Flame Burge that you summoned from my back row, as we then further link this up into a Promethean Princess. Promethean Reborn, a fire from the grave. Are we gonna time out soon? I feel like this is getting a little too crazy. What do y'all think? Amblo Whale it up. Our own whale, whale. Now back to you. Is the time low? We gain 20 seconds at the start of every turn. Set, send. You could just send it from the hand if you want to. To summon our Diablo Star, setting up an original Sinful. We're going to use the original Engrave to search our deck for a level 1 fire, which is going to be our Ash. So instead of sending a card that's face up to summon it from the deck, we're just going to add it to normal summon it, triggering the pop bar to come forth and summon, triggering the Promethean Princess. We're going to chain link Kuriboh. Now, this could get a little weird. The Promethean popping the Amblo Whale will trigger our Amblo Whale to pop a card in the field if it were a link 3 or lower, which it's not. So that actually is not going to be triggering it, but it works for either side of the field. Pop the whale. Now, if we have a link 3 or lower in the graveyard, our whale being popped will trigger to Reborn. It is right now doing that. What? This could summon a link 3 in either graveyard? I did not. I knew that. What? It's stealing the Promethean that just triggered to summon from the grave, stopping its effect to summon from the grave? What? That's crazy. We just triggered our Promethean, and the Amblo Whale stole it, which then triggers our Amblo Whale to pop a card on the field. Non-targeting, by the way, which triggers our Amblo Whale to pop a card in the field, non-targeting. So 2 non-targets, pop, and then equip, and then pop. Double field spell popped. What is going on? This is like Dragon Ball Z, Super Infinite Sense, Super Saiyan 20 Duel. I like barely see where they're fighting. Okay, Promethean is back, reborning from the graveyard here to then summon our Flame Burge. Flame Burge pushing a monster on the field into the back row to then wipe out the Promethean. Now, it does not stop with Amblo Whale stealing the opponent's Link monster. The Flame Burge could steal the monster you pushed into their back row. So I want you to understand that, let's say your opponent has a Baron to floor. If you could deal with that Baron to floor and you don't win that turn, you could use the Flame Burge to take their Baron to floor, in their graveyard, the Baron to floor, put it into their back row, and then summon it onto your field during their turn. Let's go. Oh, as a cost, you can't respond to the cost of sending it to the grave. We really screwed up by not using our quick effect to summon it before that could have been done. That was interesting. Wow. Mobile X had to be sweating. That was their only freaking play. Returning the Kurikara. It's not summonable from the grave. You can't monster reborn it. You can't reborn it in any way whatsoever. So we add it back to the hand. Promethean Princess pop in the Flame Burge to then take out the formula. You know they have Kurikara. Do we even activate our cards that we summon with the Flame Burge. We summon Ash, we summon Poplar. Just don't activate them. You don't want a giant Kurikara. Reborn, Reborn, Promethean, Pop, come forth and summon. Are we triggering their effects? Why are there 3 Promethean princesses on the field? What the hell is going on? Valor, negate. Droplet to dodge the Valor negate. This is Ultra Instinct. What is going on? Negate. Reborn of Fire from the grave, which will be our Flame Burst, which could push a monster into the back row or from the graveyard into the back row to then summon during the next turn. Jet Synchron, discard the Kurikara. Okay, you're gonna play around Kurikara, I'll discard it anyway. Pushing back the Promethean Princess at the start of the battle phase, which you need your toggle on to do this, summoning a Linkuriboh. So the fact that we have enough time to toggle on, start of the battle phase, summon the Linkuriboh, what the hell? Getting that Promethean into the grave, main phase 2, linking into a Masquerena. We have already activated our Promethean for the turn. Now back to you. We do not want that Promethean until we resolve the Masquerena. Masquerena will, oh, we messed this up? No, we did not. Okay, so what would happen is if we were to summon the Promethean, it would lock us in a fire only. Okay, this is fine. Summon, and then, ooh, Goddess. Oh my Goddess. Goddess is here. Goddess can negate Promethean from being summoned. Goddess can negate Flame Burst from summoning 2 level 1 fires. We can only negate one of them here. The Oak just chain link blocked both cards that Goddess can negate. And Goddess is unaffected from every card effect if it doesn't target. Promethean targets. Promethean just targeted and is summoning to out the Goddess, which is supposed to counter the Promethean because we chain link blocked it with the Oak. We can negate Oak though, because Oak could summon from the grave or from the banish. We are going to link Kuriboh. I feel like that's not correct. How can Goddess negate Oak targeting a banished card? How could that maybe summon from the grave? Isn't that banished? How does that even make sense? But the Goddess can't be destroyed if it was used with an IP Masquerena. Ain't no way. Oh, it's not negating, it's using its regular Link Summon effect on summon to negate the field. Okay, it is doing the trigger effect. So Linkuriboh is negated. It was not negating the Oak, it was just using its trigger effect. All right, all right. Oh my Jesus, this is ridiculous. Now, I do want to read a ruling real quick on the Promethean. It says, destroy them, and if you do special summon. Why did Promethean not summon? Because it didn't destroy any of them. The Goddess did not get destroyed, and if the other card also did not get destroyed, it does not summon. One of the cards must be destroyed, not both of them, just one. Triggering our Promethean off of all the summon. I mean, I think I want to tap out from this duel. Well, what is even going on at this point? Chainlink 6, turn 7. Hello? Take out the Ash, summon our Promethean Princess from the grave. Whose turn is it at this point? All right, yeah, maybe cross out Designate. Banishing a core card from our deck can negate something interesting, like maybe an Ash. How many original Sinfuls are these Mad Lads playing? I feel like they're both playing 3. Kurikara. All the things you have to account for, you also have to play around Kurikara, tributing your field if you decide to activate any of your monsters on the field. You're now summoning our Flame Burge, pushing the Promethean into the back row, and then we get Nibiru. This is the most wild Snake Eyes duel I've ever freaking seen since release. What the hell is going on? Crossout Designate is ready to negate a card like Ash maybe, right? We don't even have an activation for Ash. We have nothing left to search in our deck. We cannot out a 4,200 defense token. It's too large. We're gonna search our deck for a level 1 fire with the original Sinful. We're gonna call by the grave to banish the Oak. We're going to negate the Finger with the Crossout Designate, negate. Now, would that have even stopped the original? You still add. So even if you banished it, it doesn't stop you from adding a level 1 fire. You just stop it from being added back in the deck. which we have the Oak that we wanted to summon off of the 1-for-1, so stopping the called by was a good play here. We are now going to get rid of that Linkuriboh token into lethal damage with the summon token. Ain't no way. That was only game 1. We have Ash and no 1-card starter plays. So when do we Ash? We're going to be waiting for the original Sinful or the Ash to summon a monster from the deck or the Oak to summon a monster from the deck. This could be a good Ash, which we are going to Ash negate, which we are going to get cross out designated, also enabling the triple tactics talent to look at our hand. This is not good. I think TTT is definitely the way. If you took TTT out, put it back in. Not drawing yet. We're gonna chain to the, we're using turn player priority to activate the wanted right away. No hand trap. So we are just dealing with Masquerina, Promethean Princess, and the called by. Cross out, designate, negate the Flame Burge, which also negates your own Flame Burge. So what are you gonna do? If your own Flame Burge is negated, what are your plays? Come forth. Black Witch, Diablo Star. You stopped them from summoning Masquerina, but they're still summoning Masquerina. Because. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, damn. All right, game 3. Starting off with Ash, with the best counter for Ash being Impermanence, which we need a cross-out designate to negate that, unfortunately. So we're playing cards like Effect Veiler, which are incredible against a turn 1 Ash. Said Droplet pass, back to you. Now, you're waiting with that Veiler or an opposing Ash. Droplet could also be good against the Ash. We're not negating the Diablo Star. We didn't use Veiler, we didn't use Droplet. This could be a great use of our Ash against the original Sinful, which we have the Call by the Great Finger for. Finger the Ash, negate. Only to find out that our newly summoned Ash is going to then get Effect Veilered or Dropleted. Again, negate. If you're struggling against Snake Eyes, triple Impermanence, triple Ash, but I don't have room, I don't care, put them in. Linkuriboh it up. Normal summon the Oak, Oak Reborn, the and we are still even following up with a Droplet. We have nothing. We have to draw into something. We don't have Original Sin in the graveyard. This is an issue. Are we gonna brick? Hida, Reborn, the opposing Ash, Promethean Princess, Reborn from the grave. What the actual hail is going on? What did we have? We had Ash, we had Droplet, we had Veiler, we had triple Disruption, and we're playing right through it. Flame Burge from the deck with the effect of the Oak. We're going to push into our back row a Diablo Star. You know, it's not ideal. We didn't get a Masquerina out, but still pretty good. Imperm, oh boy, that's devastating. Do we Imperm this? You know, it's like if you Imperm it and then it gets Impermed, then it's not gonna be summonable, right? I feel like, I mean, we had to Imperm it. It was our only play. Would we lose anyway? Yeah, but we didn't know for sure. But now we definitely lose. That's it. Game. Lethal damage after an epic game 1 back and forth duel. Game 2 and 3 very quickly ending. Let's go. Grand finale. Begin. Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. This card helps you play greatly against Nibiru. We are going to Ash negate the original Sinful Spoils as we have Call by the Grave to finger and negate the Ash. We can now look at the hand with the Triple Tactics talent and spin that Nibiru back in the deck. we're gonna be sending the field spell for Diablo Star. Diablo Star setting up in a wanted for the back row. We could then send the Diablo Star to summon a Flame Burge, and now we have the setup to reborn our Masquerina. I was wondering if the Ashe would send the field spell to summon the Flame Burge to get this play out going, but okay, a very interesting way to get to this end field, but we did have to sacrifice our field spell, which is pretty good in the mirror match. Maybe drawing into a hand trap here. Hold up. TTT put Nibiru on top of the deck. You didn't shuffle. Maxi in the draw phase after drawing it with the Heat Soul. Damn, that sucks. What do we do? Do we really take the Maxi challenge? Don't we have to? You both have Nibiru on the top of the deck. Come forth and summon our Masquerina, activate the Seeker just to be searching our deck for a Diablo Star. This doesn't really add to our turn at all. It's not a big deal. All right. We could have shuffled our deck by activating Wanted before Heat Soul, but we just had a feeling that Maxi was on top of our deck, so instead of shuffling, we drew that Maxi with Heat Soul. I just want to add to that. What the heck? Masquerina it up. We are making Apollo USA. Triggering the Flame Burst to summon 2 level 1/5s from the grave. I can Nibiru you, by the way, on my own turn, but we have to make sure we trigger the activation of Apollo USA, which is not a trigger. It's they're gonna be activating it in response to a monster effect. But in response to it activating, you then, the ultimate counter to Apollo if you have another effect that you want to chain. It obviously will just negate. This is because she has the arrow pointing forward, so you could always make this play, but we chain Nibiru to its activation to negate. Come forth, using the effect of Promethean Princess on the special summon, triggering to pop the Ashe and summon itself from the grave. Wipe it out. I'm ready for it, Nibiru. It's happening. Nibiru is here. Triggering the field spell. Okay, we are summoning the Flame Burge before Nibiruing, which will be triggered off of our Nibiru to reborn 2 level 1 fires. Okay. Do we just okay, we activate the Anima, chain Apollo. No Nibiru. Okay, we're battling over instead. We're just reducing it. Okay, we lost out on our pushback effect. Huh? When are we gonna, are we not, we're saving Nibiru. Let's go, Nibiru the entire field. Did we? We chose to not negate. Did we have a negate? I thought we had 800 life, 800 attack. How did we? Huh? I'm confused. We let it happen. We were like, I don't care. Sure. We could have negated. All right, let's do this. With 8 cards in our hand, can we break this field of 0 disruption? No hidden Promethean Princess. We're gonna summon a Poplar that's not turning into disruption. We're gonna draw 1 card off of that summon. This cannot turn into anything. There is just absolutely nothing. A Blue Eyes White Dragon and a Lodge-In on the field. That's exactly what it is. Take out the Nibiru on the special summon of the Poplar. That did get triggered. We now get to reborn a monster from the grave. So we do want to be careful with that Promethean play off of our field spell, which was all public knowledge. We gave them all of this. So we traded Nibiru for Poplar, and all this also happening. Triggering Flame, I mean, we're pretty much scooping, is what it looks like. We're going to be returning the original Sinful, draw a card, drawing into an Ashe. Look at all of the Nibirus both players are playing. Baylor, Droplet, Nibiru, this is wild. We've really been seeing the hand traps change week after week after week. Hand traps and text like Droplet. Normal summoning the Ashe into Borreload Dragon. As long as we have a Link monster in the grave, that is now an Omni Negate. You don't have to rely on just having a Jet Synchron. You could just, with Valor or even Ashe, Ashe could make a Baron to floor with the Diablo Star, and Valor could make the Borreload. Negate. The effect of the Poplar attempting to equip into the back row, which is leading into absolutely nothing. As we have over 9,000 damage on the field. Link Karibo for gain. Damn. Damn. Game 2, begin opening this up with our Wanted Seeker within the draw phase to play around a Droll. I think one of the best uses of Droll as a Snake Eye player would be to negate your opponent's Max C, because you can cook under your own Droll and do it quite well. I'm not sure if either player's even playing Jet Synchron. They're like, you know what? I don't have room for that nonsense. I just need more techs, more hand traps, more counters. Just keep it simple. Call by the Grave on to that Max C. Chaining Max C to the Call by the Grave finger. That will ensure that our Max C is not negated, but yours will be negated. And because of that, we're going to finger your C as you finger mine. Finger on finger action. Negate. With our finger, as you then finger my finger with a negate. Cross negate. Negate. All right. Now Maxi for 2 turns. So we're gonna have a nice fair duel. Flameburge, summoning the Masquerena, waiting with the droplet. We're gonna save that droplet for the Masquerena. Summon our Ash, not ashing Ash. I don't think that's a good idea. Triggering the Poplar, come forth in special summon. Grabbing an original Sinful, also not ashing that. Setting up the field spell to put into our back row in Oak. Now, this is when you ash. Ashing the Ash effect to summon from the deck. That is a great ash. We're gonna be using the Poplar to now be making a Linkuriboh, triggering the Poplar to equip a card into the back row. Okay. We have to be careful about doing that, because if we summon a monster while there's an active field spell, it will then take our own back row and summon it onto their field. So making sure to send the Oak to the grave with the original Sin. We're also going to be using our field spell to summon our own Flameburge instead of waiting for your opponent to take. Now we're activating the Masquerena as we chain the droplet to negate. You will not be linking into an Apollo USA or a Goddess. You will not be triggering the Flameburge to then summon 2 cards in the grave. You still have Promethean Princess. So even when we are negating the fields, it's not even that great because of how versatile Snake Eyes are. This is after a droplet. Think of this like a Dark Ruler No More. We negate anything we want on the fields, and the deck is still cooking. The deck is still summoning Promethean, still triggering Flameburst, still having a full field of monsters. And the Kurikara only had the Masquerena to tribute through its effect? That's crazy. To battle we go, 3,000 attack. During the end phase, we could steal a monster from the opponent's graveyard at least, or not, as we link this off into a Synchro, Formula Synchron, YOLO off the top of the deck into an Ash. I think we are pretty much giving up here, and that is okay. Flameburge, get that Formula Synchron out of my face into lethal damage. Finish him. Let's go to game 3. Wanted Seeker in the draw phase. We're going to drop that Maxi right here, right now. Ash will be negating. Now, your Maxi will be negated by our Droll and Lockbird instead. Add our Diablo Star. We got the Amblo Whale, Whale. But we forgot to have a way to summon our Masquerena. So we were like, let's add back Ash. Oh wait, how am I gonna summon Masquerena? I think we overcooked. Yes. We traded Ash for Flameburge. Chained the Maxi to the Sinful Spoils. How much are we willing to cook under Maxi? Knowing that everyone's playing Nibiru, at the moment of setting up for lethal damage, getting Nibiru'd, that's gonna cost you the entire game. Summon number 1 and draw number 1. Every summon is gonna be a draw. You do want to consider that. Ash is negating. Are you sure you don't want to just let them overcook themselves to death? Just let them summon, drop that big fat Nibiru while you have 10 cards in your hand. We're gonna draw by returning with the wanted. Nibiru versus Nibiru. Let's do it. Jet Synchron off the top of the deck here. We're gonna be searching our deck for any level 1 fire, grabbing a Snake Eyes Ash. I feel like the meta needs Rescue Ace. I wish Rescue Ace were to be released in the March pack. What the hell, Konami? Triggering the temple to steal your Masquerena. Your normal or special summon lets me take your Masquerena and use it against you. Thus, we're forced to use the droplet to send the Masquerena to negate a card in the field. Wasting the droplet. Damn. And we're about to get Nibiru'd. Unless there's a Nibiru in the graveyard that we could finger, there is not. So that's something worth noting. If Diablosaur were to discard Nibiru and the opponent has called by, that then would stop your other Nibiru. We're gonna Zealantis, and we definitely now can Nibiru. What's funny about Nibiru is it doesn't tribute face down cards. So by putting my card face down so it does not trigger on summon, it's protected from my own Nibiru. I'm only gonna tribute your field. Summon, summon, summon. Well, I mean, we're gonna pop it anyway with the Promethean, so not that big of a deal. But if there were more monster to summon face down, that would have been funnier. Poplar equip. The Diablostar is still getting summoned. No, you're not. I'm gonna finger you. Negate. So by being sent to the grave, she'll then discard only on resolution. So it's not a cost. If you negate her summon, she does not have to discard. She does not have to send. Promethean Princess reborning from the grave. We're waiting till the end of the main phase. The end of the main phase is here. Nibiru, back-to-back Nibiru. Just like that, triggering the field spell to summon a Flameburge. Did Flameburge activate any of its effects yet this turn? No. Equip Masquerena. To battle phase we go. Suiciding, reborning 2 level 1 fires from the graveyard. We could then summon a Flameburge from the deck, which we should, we have 2 Flameburges in the grave. Okay, wait. How much damage do we have here? 5,700. Oh my. We are now going to be linking this up into Hida. Hida, steal the opponent's Flameburge. We do need a Flameburge. Taking Oak. Okay. Ash, Ash, summon Poplar. Link this up into an Apollo USA. How do we keep on not having a way to summon our own Masquerena from the back row? What the hell is going on? We have triple monster negate with the Apollo. Now, technically with the field spell, we do have a way to summon the Masquerena, so we don't need Flameburge as much as we did earlier because the field spell will summon it right now. Or not, we passed on that trigger. We're gonna chain Max C to the Linkuriboh summoning. We're going to negate the Linkuriboh. I should say negate the Max C as the Linkuriboh come forth and summons to then reduce the attack of Diablosar to 0. Poplar, equip it into the back or the Flameburge. Oh my gosh, this is devastating. If we summon, field spell summons Flameburge, Flameburge summons Masquerena, Masquerena Flameburge goes into Unicorn, Droplet send Flameburge to trigger its effect, also reducing the opposing monster by half, come forth and summon. I'm kind of undecided on Droplet, or at least I have been undecided, and I think I am no longer undecided as I am now convinced as FTA Mobile X wins the Meta Weekly using Droplet and Nibiru. Snake Eyes is your winner. Damn. Meta Weekly 101. A ton of people joined this tournament. Absolute insanity. Snake Eye continually dominating week after week now. Kashtira, what the heck is that? It's there to counter Snake Eye. We want their cards banished. So we're desperately trying to seek the best way to beat this deck, even through a ton of people playing cards like Nibiru, and we're seeing Droplet. So let's check out the deck list and see what's the most effective way to beat Snake Eye. Starting off in the top 16, MC Oop Z, or M Coop Z14. We're going to be pointing out anything that's spicy. We got 1 Nibiru, 2 Droll, 1 Effect Veiler, keeping it nice and 40. We got the Silvera, Omni Negate, and the 2 Triple Tactics talent. There's a lot of options on what we want. Happy to see the Elf, and we're also happy that the Elf did not get banned by Konami. That is good. And we now have Kaito. Kaito with Manadium. Manadium is here. It is top tier in Kaito's hands. Here's the extra deck and the main deck. Nothing too crazy. We now have Lorisaur. 40 cards clean, 7 material, negate the opponent's turn. Unfortunately, Lorisaur got the 7 material, but felt the impermanence early within that duel, that turn. So they knew to not detach 7 material to then get blown out by the impermanence. But then we got blown out by the droplet instead. So played correctly, just really unfortunate. We then have Shelmy, 41 card Snake Eye. We're maxing out the imperm, we're maxing out the effect veiler, we're maxing out the best cards to use on that normal summon to Ash. We got Pot of P up in here. I don't think a lot of people are playing Pot of P. Okay. And then we have another Monodium deck. I think there's no Super Heavy Samurai in today's event, yet that deck got hit. Kind of funny. Very nice. Good. Oh, we have an Albaz with Branded Fusion. So what happens here is you get drolled. You lose, right? Well, a normal Monodium player, they lose. They scoop. But this Monodium player B had, instead, under Droll and Lockbird, you could even droll yourself if you want to. You then make, you droll yourself because of Max C, that is. You then make the Anaconda into Mirror Jade. And then Mirror Jade send Rinbrum reborn the Albaz if you have one in the graveyard. That could be a play. And it would be in the graveyard because you sent it there with the Anaconda, so you didn't return it back or banish it with something like the Albion or Lubellion. So that works out incredibly well. We then have Abin PS. Wow, your deck's illegal because you're apparently playing a deck that's too good. All the Snake Eyes topping? No. You're the problem because you're playing too many Parallel Exceed. How dare you? So Abin is now screwed, right? Yep, down to 2 Parallel Exceed you go. Which we thought Max C was kind of putting this in check, but we have Gargolo with Dinomorphia. Auto win with Dimension Shifter against Snake Eyes. That's always a fun time. Unfortunately, through the duels we spectated, we didn't really see Rexterm see some much action. But maybe next time, that's fine. Good job. And then we have Zen Wow. Zen Wow with anything too crazy here. Harpy Feather Duster, which also works well with the Crossout Designate to negate an opposing Harpy Feather Duster. A lot of people playing 1 Nibiru at least so we can negate with the Crossout Designate. Yep, good job. And then we have EVDE with Naturia Runic. With Impermanence being so good, so is Curses. So continually recycle the Curses back into the deck, use the Curses onto the opposing Snake Eyes Ash. That works out. Good work. And then we have April. 49 card branded, now gonna have to go down to 48. So sorry about that. Opening is now down to 1. Good job. Your deck just became, maybe a little more consistent on drawing all the other cards that were not branded opening. Yurievna with Kashtira. We had a Kashtira player in the tournament choosing to go second against Snake Eyes. Main decking triple D-Fisher. I'm so happy to see something like this because that's when you know the cope is at an all-time high. You generally only see this in a tier 0 meta. Are we in a tier 0 meta yet? Not yet, but we're like kind of climbing towards there. It looks like Snake Eyes so dominant that Mad Lad's main decking D-Fissure. Weren't people doing that when Tearlament was winning everything? We got evenly matched also. I think we would be happy going second. That's fine. Nice. Very nice. And the extra deck. Okay. Let's keep on going. Another Kashtira. Black or 6 lack. We have triple Ghost Mourner. Activatable even under the Arise Heart. We're not coping with cards like Evenly Matched or D-Fissure here. We have the Ascended of Thunder, though. Okay, nice. If you want to be anti-meta, play Kashtira. Counter the meta with Banish. Victinium, the winner of the last Meta Weekly, maxing out on Imperm, maxing out on Veiler, maxing out on Droplet. All right, that works out. Good job. Very nice. Let's keep on going. Top 4, Tupac. Wait, it was the Tupac? Are we sure this is the Tupac? Okay. Stun player Tupac now switching on over to Kashtira. Happy to see it. Triple evenly matched. We got triple Lava Golem, What's weird about Lava Golem is you Lava Golem against a Snake Eye player. They now have a fire on the field to use their Promethean Princess from the graveyard still. So that is the small little issue with using Lava Golem, but still pretty good. All right, good job, Tupac. And then we have second place, Escanor. Instead of Effect Veiler, playing Droll and Lockbird, which stops an opposing Maxi also. Triple Nibiru, triple Droll. Damn. What else is good? Of course, got the triple Imperm. 1 TTT, which we could use the Crossout Designate to negate. And then first place, 1 Veiler for the Crossout, triple Droplet, triple Imperm, double Nibiru, no Droll and Lockbird. What else? We are, boom, just like that. Optimal consistency. I do really want to see this card see some good play. I want to see the Trispana banish the entire back row. That would be a fun sight to see. We got Elf, Combo, Baron to Floor, Borreload. Very nice. Borreload can force the opponent into an awkward Nibiru. So I did enjoy seeing that. And there you go. Just like that, that is the tournament. You could use the filters here to see exactly what you want to see. And wham bam, thank you ma'am. We are out.